This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Seriously, Dad?
Seriously, Dad? Two father comedians out of Philadelphia. Seriously, Dad?
Dad? Seriously?
Dad?
Seriously? Seriously?
Yo, welcome back. Season 2. Seriously Dead.
Watch Neil. Everybody watch Neil. And together you're going to clap.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
And here we are. Seriously Dad podcast. Dude, live from SoulJoel's at SunnyBrook. Hey, clap it out. Yeah.
Live from fucking SoulJoel's.
This, I don't know. We conceived of this outside of a place called the Grape Room.
Yeah,
in Manayunk.
Yeah.
R.I.P. It's
Rest
dead.
in peace. Yeah, it's no longer there, but fuck it,
you know it? So
Yeah.
we used to, that's where we would do on Tuesdays. I'd start here and then we'd make our trek as comics. We try to go to as many mics during the week as we can, sort out new stuff for you guys.
You got to practice in this field. That's what you guys don't understand.
You gotta
it looks like we just wing it, but we don't.
So we had this idea outside a Grape Room and it just became a thing. And now almost 2 years later, we're so grateful to be here doing this as a live on Father's Day Eve. I mean, this was the dream.
You know what's kind of nuts about our podcast is like, it's a podcast, but it's also like a therapy session for dad. Like, don't you feel that way? Like you just dad it out with these dead.
When we leave, we record on Sundays in North Philly. And when I leave there, I tell my wife, because I go on the way home because she's mad because I'm not doing bath time.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing bath time. But she's so grateful because like when I come home, I'm like so present. I feel like so like in the moment of like just bonding over whatever the stuff. As guys, you get it. Like we don't share our feelings. You're not supposed to do any of that stuff. You're supposed to rub dirt on it or whatever the hell they tell you to do.
Yeah, like, there's probably not enough like dad to dad conversation about the status of being a dad.
No, you just sit on the sidelines and bitch about their coach.
Yeah,
he's like, I would have had him bunting on that. They should have done a wheel play over there.
Geez. I could have done better than that.
And that's the conversation. And listen, I didn't have a dad growing up. So for me, it was always a unique experience because I was raised by moms. Now, one of them was probably the dad. I should have just waited and figured out which one to buy a tie tack for in June. But for me, it was a different experience. So like for me, I love
which one
hearing
did you
that.
did you arm wrestle the most?
Yeah, that's how you do it. Which one did I buy the most flannel for? And it was just a different experience, but does that make me, so I always felt like less than, like, that's why a lot of my jokes and my comedy stem from that sort of, I don't know, insecurity of it. But I think we're all just building the plane we're currently flying. Like you said, I talked, I said, you were like, yo, I don't have there was no pamphlet. There was a pamphlet, but it did not help. And that's really what it came down to. So
it's a movie. It's a full on movie, right? That with the shaking baby.
Yo, dude, that baby video haunted me. That joke is a real joke because I had the Phoenixville Hospital. I had to watch that movie, and if you've never seen the shaken baby video, it is legit.
I mean, it sounds scary as fuck. Does anyone here not have kids? It still sounds scary to you, doesn't it? Like the shaken baby thing.
Can I tell you that and I thought it was so ridiculous, but if real talk, there were moments when I hadn't been sleeping, the girl was crying. I found myself like hulking out over the crib. And I'm like, what have I become? Like, what am I doing?
All accomplices. Now, anything that goes bad, we're an accomplice.
I kid you not, I once was so quiet trying to go through the house because it was napping. And I stubbed my toe. And in order to not yell out as I stubbed my toe, I like hulked out in my living room and I twisted my neck and had to go to urgent care.
Which meant you had to wake the baby up. Get the baby up. I gotta fucking urgent
And I
care.
was like, was this part of like being a dad? Did I reach a milestone? Like, is that what happened?
You're right. There's like, remember what's that movie with Angelina Jolie? Like, is walking. Maybe it's Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's going through the wires or the laser beams. Entrapment. Yeah. Real. It's kind of like that because if you wake that kid up, it'll ruin everything. Yeah. Everything.
Well, my wife needed sleep so badly, and I knew it. And it was a comedy of errors because I think what happened is like I stubbed my toe. Whatever I hit my toe on, something fell
it's like
and like hit me. And then I was so mad. It was like Home Alone happened in my house. Like I was like the robber.
And that's the other thing about parenting is crazy. You never know how important sleep is until you see someone who has not been sleeping. And you're like, holy shit, get some fucking sleep. Please get some sleep. Right?
Well, and
like,
women get maternity leave. I don't know if you guys, I'm a teacher. I had 3 personal days. So I was allowed to use 3 personal days. And so what we did for the first kid is we induced labor on a Wednesday. So I could take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and then have Saturday, Sunday as bonus days at home. Because you spend 3 days in the hospital, and we had to plan this out. So thankfully, she was coming late. And then for our second child, we just didn't have sex until it was going to be 10 months in the summer. It did not plan. It literally happened that way, but maybe my wife was planning it that way. I don't know.
You guys plan really well. She probably did plan that.
She didn't want to tell me. She was so nervous to tell me. She came in on my lunch break and she's like, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, what happened? Like, did our house blow up? And she's like, no, I'm pregnant again. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, I didn't think my boys could swim. Apparently my pullout game in high school, killer. Okay. It's like, I just thought I just couldn't have kids because it took us like a while. And then all of a sudden.
Now you got to, did you like take a half day and just go drink all afternoon? What did you do when you found out?
So when I found out, we were on our way to a Valentine's Day party and she couldn't drink because now we knew. So she had to hold a beer as if she was drinking to fool everybody.
You got to do that. That's a real move. That is a real move.
So yeah, we just and I just had a great time, and she was my DT for like the next 10 months.
Dave, hold this funnel. Watch this. Grab my feet. I'm going to do a keg stand. And she's like, "This is fucking awesome."
That's great. I don't know.
There's moms in here too. Where are the moms at? Are there moms in here?
You guys, you already know you run the show. Like we're just
along for it. It is kind of weird because like once children are you have children, the mom really kind of becomes the boss of everything.
She's
right? Like mom is the boss of the kids and the household and the husband. Correct.
Yeah, and then you wonder like what she's thinking. Like why she's looking at you, she's looking at the kids. She's like, what did I get myself? My wife said she wanted like 7 kids or 8 kids like when we got together. And I'm like, I don't that's not how I grew up. You stayed together.
That's kind of nuts. You stayed together.
Well, we got 2 and I think she'll look at a baby every once in a while and then she'll look at me in a weird way that tells me I better do something stupid so I sleep on the couch that night. Otherwise we're going to be in trouble. It's like, she loves when I speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to get a vasectomy. I'll be honest. I don't want to get a vasectomy.
Why not? Are you afraid you think it's going to hurt?
I don't know. Is that okay to say?
It's okay to say, but it's not a good reason.
I'll be honest. I feel like I don't want to get a vasectomy because I don't want them to mess up.
Okay.
Because what if I can't do anything after that?
Like sexually or just
sexually? No, sexually. Wait,
I used to do the helicopter and then I got the vasectomy and now I can't do it.
Is there anybody here secure enough in their masculinity that has a vasectomy that can help?
There's definitely someone here with a vasectomy.
So nobody's going to talk.
I'm not going to look at anyone because I don't want to make anyone
I'm
uncomfortable.
nervous about it because they're like, oh, you just sit on a bag of frozen peas after. And I was like, yeah, but like something goes wrong. Probably sometimes. I don't know.
I'm sure it has before, but you never hear anyone like, yeah, he died from that vasectomy procedure he had. You never
because that person's not going to say anything.
Because he's dead. His wife's like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I was like, well, if he flies Spirit Airline and he's also doing vasectomies on the side, it's a side gig. I will say, do you know if Spirit Airlines has first class?
No, the fuck.
No, I swear to God, I wrote for. Tell you, but for $50 you can fly the plane. No, they do. It's the first 2 rows are like bigger seats.
What's a Spirit first class ticket cost? Anybody
it's not that
That's got to be like
upgrade.
$30 more.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But I was nervous because like everybody that got on the plane looked like it was their first time on a flight,
Yeah.
Like the pilot tried to sit in 12B. Like the sign says Spirit not competent, okay?
Speaking of Spirit, we went to Arizona. My in-law, my brother-in-law and his wife met us there. They flew from Arizona to Philly with an 8-month child. And they won. I was on the plane.
And they did good?
Baby didn't make a fucking noise.
I remember, okay, so this is real talk. I remember when we were going to fly for the first time with the kids, I was gonna write a note and like make a care kit for everybody around
Ill. Who
us.
said what? Did someone just say ill?
And I'm glad you said ill. No, I'm glad you said ill because in my head, I wouldn't even want to go take them out to a restaurant for the first like however long. And then I realized how stupid that is. Because it's like they're a kid. Like what? Like why do I have to pander to the people around me? But in my head, honest to God, I saw something on probably Pinterest or whatever.
Definitely a Pinterest or fucking Ellen.
Yeah, I didn't know Pinterest was still around. I saw a commercial.
The View.
Today.
I bet you the View is behind that.
But I felt like
that's a View move. That's a fucking View.
I
move.
felt like I had to make a care package in my head because I was like, I want to apologize ahead of time.
Fuck those people.
And it's right. Let's do it.
Fuck them.
Pleaser, I'm the same way, so I'm married to her.
And then she's like, hell no. Like, but I'm that way, but I hate that about me.
But I'm like, I'll do that.
But wait, okay, so who said ill? You said ill, right?
I
Oh, it was you.
She's like, I did.
Yeah. Can you say it with a smile on your face? I felt the anger coming through. Holy shit. I fucking did. So here, I have a question for you. If you were on a plane and someone sat down with a baby and they're like, this is for you and this is for you, and oh, don't let me forget you, and start handing out a package, how would you feel about that? Okay, that's actually a good point.
No, what were you going to say though?
I would say thank you, but like we always feel like we need to like accommodate our kids for other people, but they're children.
Yeah.
They're part of this world.
Apologize for our children.
No,
I love it. Clap it up for her. She's
let's give her a clap. See?
Heck yeah.
Jay's a teacher. Jay wants to put like a star on the wall. He's like, I just want to do something
serious.
for her.
But here's the deal. In all honesty, if somebody got on a plane with a baby, I would ask them to sit next to me because you know how much extra room I would get. I was like, bring that baby next to me.
And they're like, are you going to help? You're like, oh, fuck no. I just want the leg rest.
Yeah, I just wanted the side room. I just want a little extra. I can't now flying with my girls. Love it. I mean, again, I'm like, oh, I'll put the smallest one next to me. Let's do this.
Oh, because
then I get the extra room. I'm like, I hate because I was on a flight on like 2-jetter where there's only 2 seats. And I swear to God, they put the 2 largest people next to each other in row 21. I had a flight one time where the guy legit looked up and he's like, we need to reorder the people on this plane to distribute the weight. And he was working so hard not to make eye contact with me.
He's like, if there's anyone over here that would like to get up, just more towards the back, but like to the left. If you want to get up, just tap my shoulder.
So we also have guests we brought here today because we also, as amazing as we are, we're great. But part of our magic is we like to talk to other people and get their perspective. And so we wanted to talk to a couple people who were in our age range because we're 40. We're in our 40s, I guess we'll say.
You know.
And we have 2 really good friends of ours who also have a podcast, Drop Tent Media, called the Weekday Comics. And they are unapologetically without kids. And I thought it would be fun to talk to them and maybe do a little Would You Rather game and see what's up. So let's welcome to the stage Mr. Dan D'Aprile and Dave Primiano.
Hey!
Every Tuesday, they do a live podcast, streams on YouTube, so check them out. So to my right here is Mr. Dave Primiano, who you're going to grow to love. And I say grow. And then
how much time do we get?
Yeah, this is evil J Yoder, Dan D'Aprile over here.
Yes, hello. Hey, can I say before you start,
please?
I love how the 2 of you up here look like a baseball press conference where you're the manager and you're the Dominican player they just signed. I really like that.
That's right, because I am not saying that, but I'm not saying that much. I'm just
baseball has been very, very good to me.
I do baseball. And Jay's getting all weird with it, like, and he has a vasectomy. I like baseball. I like this. But it's good. Now that all 4 of us are up here, it looks like a press conference for like a competitive eating competition. So,
Joey Chestnut's out of the main running, so we're in.
That's good. You look like Jay Yoder's working on a country album.
I am January 6th Jay Yoder. We have established this.
I had a student tell me that I was like, oh, that's what Jelly Roll would look like without the face tattoo.
Oh, shit.
Wait, why do all these old people know who Jelly Roll is?
I don't know who Jelly Roll is.
You don't know Jelly Roll?
I have no idea who Jelly Roll is.
Get Google.
Is he made music after 1998?
Yes.
Okay, then I wouldn't know who that is.
Yeah, Dave's cultural anchors end at 1999, I believe. You stopped.
He wanted to party like it was 1999.
Is that a reference to one of his lyrics?
That's Prince.
Oh,
You know that. You knew that, did you?
No, I think the reason we wanted you guys, because you guys are both in your 40s and don't have kids.
I thought you just ran out of fuckable Philly comics.
No, there's a lot of those to go around.
Yeah, we could either just get regular dudes or ask moms to be on the show. No, we don't want to book women, so let's just get childless dudes on the episode instead.
That's right. That's exactly right. We needed you because now, but you're an uncle though, aren't you? An uncle?
Hell yeah.
Do you consider that
nothing
like
says creepy
being
uncle like that
as
fucking
close
hat.
as you want to be being
I
a dad?
consider being an uncle was that was the final decision into never being a father.
So you're committed. Like, under no circumstances would you ever be.
Wait, are you vasectomized?
No, I just stopped having sex.
He's like,
My choice.
my body, my choice. He says.
Are you?
I am getting one, actually.
Okay.
Jay, you were talking about.
Wait, you're getting a vasectomy?
I'm planning on it. Yeah. I have a meeting to schedule the thing, like the pre.
You're not going to go there. You're like,
Now,
let's see your nuts.
now I know Dave. I imagine I don't want to be step out of place. He doesn't have any prospects, but you're dating a very lovely
Thank
young
you.
lady
Yes, I
for
am.
quite some time.
Emphasis on young.
Is she? No, she's.
There are
of
perks to doing
age.
comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Is she? Is she on? Obviously, you've talked to her.
She is. She and I are both we want to be child free. So
Okay.
we're what's known as a DINK, double income, no kids. That's what we
That's
want.
How about that double income?
I've heard a different use of that word, but that's okay.
I mean, she says that now, but nobody wants to go to their prom with a fucking.
Stop it. I am in
I'm
an age
kidding
gap
by a few.
relationship. He is making fun of me, but she is almost 30. So there's
Just younger. Yeah, she's
How
just
old are
younger
you?
than
How old are
you.
you?
I'm 40.
Good for
The
you.
10-year
Hey,
age gap.
hey.
That's no big
Hey,
deal.
hell yeah.
It's not creepy, and it says that.
Do we have any age gap
See, it's like
couples
being
in
a
the
beautiful
crowd?
person.
Age
That's right.
gap?
I mean,
You guys the same age? More or less.
Isn't 25 technically almost 30?
That's she's not 25. She's older than 25.
Dude, 15 okay to 20, buddy.
He's
Settle
trying
down.
to come on the Drop 10 Network and cast aspersions about me, and that's okay.
So
Hey,
tell
I
me,
did the
I
10-year
want to
thing.
hear about this vasectomy because I'm very interested in this right now.
Yeah, so I am going to get a vasectomy. We did what we call the Disney test, where if you aren't sure if you want kids or not, just go to Disney. And
That's so true.
if by the end of it you're like, I think I would love to do this with like some of our own, or you go back and go, no.
Never. I took my kids. I wanted to go to. I'm a Disney adult. I'm proud to say it. But my wife and I went before we had kids. But then we went 2 years ago after we had kids. And can I tell you, I'm so glad we got the photo on the way into the park when we so loved each other. Because like, there was something that happens in Magic Kingdom. Like, they're like, they start, it's not mad. They're like, you just start hearing stuff and it's just like, I want to go on this ride. I'm hungry. It's hot. Like,
And then they start fighting.
well, those were just my demands. But like something happens where it's like hour 5 in Magic Kingdom.
stops
It's like
being fun.
It's like midnight. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
Cinderella lost her slipper and we all fucking lost our minds. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, that's a good test. If you don't want to have if you don't want to. So you guys both said, all right, she's all in. She's like, now you can just play games.
It's nice because, like, I mean, I think even people with kids know this because I assume everyone here are good parents, but there aren't good parents, and they'll take.
Statistically, that's not possible.
Stop it! Stop! I'm sucking up to this audience. Please stop. But we know them because the people that are bad parents love to take their kids to restaurants. So
Ponderosa, baby.
I choked on a taco in a Ponderosa in 1984.
but it's nice. It's sweet.
All right.
When me and my girl, see a kid who is just out of control. Of course, I feel bad for the parents, but my girlfriend will turn to me with love in her eyes and go, I am so glad we're not having kids.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That's just where her head's at, and I couldn't be.
No, I think
happier
that's
about
smart.
it.
We have a colleague that teaches with us that she's been teaching forever, and her husband are the happiest people I've ever met. They just go on every time we have a break, spring break, summer break, they're just gone. And it's like, they don't have to worry about kids.
That's right.
But what if you could still hit your kids?
Well, you're not, wait, whoa. You're not allowed to hit your kids? I'm just kidding.
I read.
Wait, is it illegal to hit your kids?
No.
Jeez, wow.
Okay.
All of you guys are just
Some disciplinarians in the audience.
Wait, I have to rethink everything. now.
Actually, I looked it up for an episode. You can leave your kid home alone
In a car.
in a car by age. There's like certain ages.
Yeah, but they could.
But there's certain ages where you can leave them in a car because I used to get nervous dropping to Wawa. I'm like, I literally just want to go into Wawa. Do I have to like get them out of the whole like thing?
Is there like a legal temperature it has to be outside?
in
the car?
I leave the car running so the carjacker like doesn't have
No,
to.
gas
like,
He lives in the burbs. He lives in the burbs. It's
Gas
all
is too
different.
expensive. I'm saying if there's like a temperature outside where it's legal to just let your kids sit in
Oh
a
God,
yeah.
All right, so I have a would you rather for you
Okay.
two gentlemen.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
you? Okay, so would you rather have $3 million in your bank account, but you have 3 kids, or die broken alone?
Ooh, so you mean my current trajectory?
I wanted you to sort of be like,
Are we excluding familiarity from this question? Or?
Because broken alone, that's your weekend.
yeah, broken alone.
That's a tough question. I would take the kids because really I'm a lot like my father in that like my dad didn't really know what to do with me until I was about 14 years old. He just didn't know what to do with kids. So he was just kind of like, here. And like, it was a very weird relationship. But as soon as I became like a young adult, he knew how to relate to me and our relationship did a complete 180. I feel like I'd be that kind of dad. So with the $3 million, I could probably have someone take care of my kid until they were 14.
Kim Kardashian? Yeah.
And then I'm just a regular person with a regular salary after that.
I'll have $3 million. I'll have 3 kids fluent in Spanish.
Dude,
it's so funny because
that's fucked up, but it's extremely funny. That's so fucking funny.
They might not speak English.
We
so
didn't
good.
practice that. That was on the fly. He's fucking funny. That was
That is so
that
good.
was fucked up. So I got a question for you. You're doing vasectomy.
Yeah.
Is it because do you not trust your ability to pull out? I'm assuming you've been pulling out like a champ.
Oh, sure.
up until this
I'm
point.
40 years running.
So you got like
grand
rheumatoid
champ.
arthritis. Like, what
Yeah.
came out of the womb?
It's just that, it's nice to not have to. I feel like once you get deep into a relationship, the pullout game seems kind of like archaic.
Deep into the relationship.
It seems kind of like I don't know. It's
It's not the relationship we're getting deep in here.
let's just say I think my girlfriend and I have progressed beyond the pullout method. So I
Okay.
feel like a vasectomy would be better.
Oh,
also, it's
because
just
you're like in love now, and you want to.
Yeah.
You know, it's
you
not.
want to keep it in when you.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
You want the most intimate thing 2 people can do. I feel personally.
That's the most intimate thing 2 people can do.
Well, maybe.
Have you buried a body with the person?
Yeah, I know.
Pretty intimate.
Yeah.
It's like,
What is the getting a damp washcloth not romantic?
that's true.
What if
love.
it's got like
That's
a
what
heart on it or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's more intimate cleaning off your partner and saying you're beautiful.
I
right now.
embroidered this towel with your initials in it. I can wipe your back off
And
with.
now we could snap it in half.
This thing's like a fucking coffee table in a few months.
That's it. No, I think you're not. I think the $3 million. I would go in $3 million, 3 kids, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think you
can do a lot with $3 million, but
Yeah.
kids are fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah,
So
they are
there's
super
going to be a good
expensive.
portion of that.
Oh wait, we
towards
got to
the
spend
kids.
it on them.
He's like, listen.
I mean, they got to live. I don't know. Do what you want, Dave. I don't know. man.
Thank you.
And what about you? Vasectomy planned? Thinking about it? Have you ever considered? Like, what are you thinking?
No,
Never
I'm,
considered.
yeah,
It's God's plan.
I think I'm sterile, or
Dude, that's what I thought. I honestly, God thought I was not. I thought I was shooting blanks. I thought we were safe. So I don't know.
and that's
Just be
the
careful.
story I'm going to stick
That's what I'm
to.
sticking with. But
There is a good thing to people like Dave and I choosing to be childless.
Yeah, we don't get more of this shit.
Right. There's
Get
no
more of
clones
shit.
of this. Yeah.
Could you
Coming out of the
imagine
world.
this dude's kid, what Primiano's kid would be like? Holy
wait till you hear.
shit.
He's going to do some time after this, and it'll all
man,
come
you're
together.
like, don't
Wait, first of
procreate.
all, my brother has 2, and he's fucking way worse than me.
Is he really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're better as
He
an uncle.
actually, I'm going to walk one of them kids down the aisle. They're going to fucking hate him.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it
You'll be
definitely
dead.
happens.
No, wait. If your brother dies, so let's say your brother and his wife die.
Fingers? No, the wife is cool. The wife is cool.
Wow, Jay.
No,
I
it's a
know.
car
You could
accident.
say, first of all,
They're flying spirit.
I didn't talk to my brother. I didn't talk to my brother for 5 years.
Are
and then
you
kids
the
came.
one that they're like going to if they die?
Fuck. No.
I mean, my mom. If my mom's still alive, they'll go. But I think I'm next in line after that.
You're like the Prince Harry of this equation. You're like, we want to ship him to Canada,
Right now,
but if we have to.
Please don't die,
I mean,
Mom.
right
Please
now
don't
my
die.
mom's healthy, so if they die today, she'll get them. So luckily, like they'll know how to fucking shit in a toilet by the time.
It's just Dave with 3 kids in a studio
I wonder what Dave
apartment.
shits in. What is Dave shit in?
If they can pour their own fucking bowl of cereal, I'm okay with it at that point.
Well, that's the thing about having kids when they're old. Like you said, the way your dad was.
Yeah.
I think that's how I was a teacher. I wanted to be a high school teacher because then I feel like, well, I don't want to wipe a kid's ass. I want to teach them whatever.
No, as a teacher, you should probably not be wiping.
But if you teach kindergarten, if you teach kindergarten in first grade, you don't think that's part of the process? You're crazy.
You're wiping ass in them for.
Well, if a kid's fucking got dingleberries, you got to do something about it.
Holy shit! I didn't even think
Wait,
of
did
that.
anybody?
What?
Wait, raise your
What do
hand
you
if your
think?
teacher wiped your ass at any point.
I will say that we in my Catholic school, the boys and girls rooms were on
Good reference again.
They were on the
School.
different side of the building. So when I was in kindergarten, they took us to the girls' restroom because it was right outside our classroom. But I had to do a number 2 that day, and I apparently was longer than the rest of the class, so they left me in there by myself. And I have this visual in my brain that just plays on. You know, you have memories that like play on a loop, and you can't get rid of them. It's this loop of these high school girls coming in after my kindergarten class had left, and I'm taking a dump, and they hear me, and they like open the stall door and just stare at me while I'm like taking a dump in front of these senior girls or whatever they were.
Wait, that's a thought. That didn't happen.
That's a real moment that happened in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
And I
And now his
wish-
wife has to do it. So
Yeah. Could you imagine? Well,
That sucks. Oh,
I know
wow.
it does suck. Can we give it up for these 2 gentlemen real quick? 'Cause we have more.
Weirdos.
So please check them out. Weekday Comics. They have every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Drop Tent Media. You can check them out on YouTube as well.
We are completely live, so every fucked up thing we say, it's just on the internet forever. Whenever this guy fucking goes off about Palestine,
No, my favorite part. My favorite part. You guys ever watch like the like back in the day when it was like Leno and Letterman and like those were the big duel and like they had like the headlines or like they had like the top 10 list. They do a style at the end, and this is what I
Very
loved about
good.
being on it, where they write those kind of jokes, so they go back and forth with each other on all of these headline, like if you like those old school Leno and Letterman monologue sets.
Very talented.
They're
Thank
so
you.
talented.
Yeah,
so
very
please
good
check
at
them
that.
out because it's amazing.
but with way more slurs.
Yeah,
it's way worse than
that's true. All right, we'll give it up one more time.
Thank you, guys.
Dave.
Thank you very much.
Primiano, Jay,
Thank you,
We'll
Al.
see him a little later. Good to see you.
Seriously, Dad? Seriously?
I would like to trans. So now we're going to bring up 2 people who happen to be black
on accident.
at the same time.
The white guys came on first. You saw that.
This was not. But the reason they're coming up is because one, they're both educators. They both within the school system. Now, one is a father, one is an uncle. But they just bring. Al wants to start his own school. He has a dream of being a mix between Oprah and LeBron. And he wants to start his own school, and he's got some ideas on. So whenever we have people who are in education, he gets very excited about it. So I wanted to bring 2 people within education, one who's not a dad, one who is. Please welcome to the stage Barry S. Naylor and Rasheed Wesley Jr., the whitest names you've ever heard. I started it.
You lying like a motherfucker. He's supposed to say because he's black. That's it.
Wow, dude, Rasheed had to school me. Now, listen, I did grow up in like a half black, half Jewish neighborhood. So I did have, but I didn't realize Rasheed educated me. If you don't have a black friend or you're getting a black friend, here's a tip for you. If they start the greeting, you have to follow their lead. It's like dancing.
There you go.
So if they go up high, you go low. If they go fist, you go fist. So it's really just a game of mirrors. If you ever get nervous, Don't be nervous.
And sometimes
Just be observant.
And sometimes we like to switch it up mid handshake just to fuck with y'all. Like sometimes we just do it just to mess with you. Like it's fun.
It's so awkward dabbing up white people.
It is.
Because you never know. Black people, you like, all right, you can make eye contact, bet. We're going to do thumb, and we're going to grip finger, and we're done. White people like, hey. I'm like, it's going to be a shake. And it's going to, are you going to...
He's going to slip me some Coles cash while he's in there.
No, Barry, bro, you have never seen someone feel more racist than a white person that messed up a handshake. That is the worst that they will ever feel.
I'm so sorry, bro. I am so sorry, bro.
Bro,
handshake.
I tried to go in for a dab, and the dude went for a fist pound, froze, and was like, I voted for Obama twice. And I was like, bro, you don't gotta tell me all that, man.
I'm gonna tell you where you went wrong. You threw them off because you did the angle. Yeah, you don't do the angle with white people. You don't do that. It's here.
Yeah.
You don't. You 45 it. You fucking them up. That's not the 45 that they like.
They're not ready
you have to. Okay.
I don't know if anybody could see Barry's hat, but it's in the state of Florida. But it's
yes.
Did you see that? How is it being black in Florida?
Yeah, how's that handshake game going in Florida?
No, I stay in the big city when I go to Florida. It's like big city Florida is like big city Pennsylvania. You stay you stay with the shit blue.
Yeah.
You look at the map that's red, you don't go that shit. You
ain't know. You looking at an Orlando boy right there. That's Orlando happy right there.
This is actually Miami.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Orlando's up in the middle.
Orlando's up here.
Yeah, Orlando.
Public school.
Why? And you're a teacher.
Aren't you a teacher?
You're a teacher. See, this is why y'all is fucked up now.
Can we talk a little bit about what's wrong with our education now?
And these are the
Rasheed, what did you teach?
English. 11th grade English.
11th grade English.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All those children are left behind.
Nah, man, because she thinks she's slick. Juneteenth a couple days from now, we will remember. We will remember, bro.
She does not know what Juneteenth is.
I do. That's all that.
She is. Exactly. Trust me. I know where I'm at. I know. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Don't feel bad. Black people ain't. Hey,
guess what? You're going to have a rude awakening.
White lady. Way to make it about you.
Can I tell you a real story that happened in my life that I've never said out loud, but it just made me think of it? I think it's funny. I think it's funny. So we took a trip to Disney 3 years ago, and we just road tripped it out. Mm-hmm. And so we went down there, had my daughter's birthday, and then on the way back, we were stopping along some ways, and we stopped at a Cracker Barrel.
Well, there's your first.
And my lesbian mother on June 19th bought my daughter a black baby doll in a Cracker Barrel in Savannah, Georgia.
I don't know what's wilder, the fact that she bought it or the fact that Cracker Barrel had it.
Yeah, I was like, they got a black baby doll?
I'm not sure, but I just felt like progress. I felt like we had moved along. I felt like progress had happened.
That ain't progress. That's training. That's an auction block, bro.
Get out.
Training.
That's the only Cracker Barrel that has black baby dolls. I've been to several for the French toast, by the way.
And can I tell you,
that's some delicious racist French toast.
The only reason.
Oh my God.
The only reason I know that is because I was writing off part of the trip for comedy because I was down there. And so I was tracking receipts and I saw the receipt and I saw that it was June 19th.
It said black baby on the receipt?
No. It said...
You bought a black baby at Cracker Barrel, Jay?
It said something different. It said something like...
what did it say, Jay?
What did it say, Jay? There was a discount.
So you got it for
the
baby was on sale?
It was like $3.
Wow.
It was a fraction.
So he
was it 3/5 of a discount?
Wow.
Huh?
It was like something else. It was
white people.
It was free.
You heard him himself. He's getting black people for the cheap.
Yeah. In Savannah, Georgia.
The full price black person. That's wow.
Wow.
Listen,
all right, we're gonna have a meeting after this. Neil, be ready for a meeting after this.
I'd expect this from Stone Mountain, but Savannah, Georgia
is crazy, dude. I'm telling you what.
I used to live in Atlanta, so
I would expect that from Savannah.
Now, for the districts, well, you teach as well. You're known as Mr. Barry.
I'm a substitute, so if they fail, my job.
Do they really call you Mr. Barry?
Yes. I don't give them my last name because I don't want the motherfuckers to look me up.
That's so smart.
They think your last name is Barry? They think your last name?
They don't ask questions. I just give my first name because these kids are very, very tech savvy, and I don't want them to look me up on TikTok. One found me. I don't even know how this motherfucker found me. I didn't give him my last name.
Well, you made sure up on the algorithm.
She was like, You're right. I don't sure how she found it. She's like, oh, I can find you. She just pulled that shit up and showed me a video. I was like, well, did you like it? At least?
Yeah,
that's right.
Good. No, really.
Subscribe?
No, Barry.
I need my followers. At least.
Barry J, have you ever had a student steal your material? I had one of my students steal my joke.
Damn.
I caught him in the middle of class watching my special. and he started watching another video, and it was like, I had a joke about I want to do a smokers only comedy show so I can make people with voice boxes laugh. Just because I think it was hilarious. And he was cracking up. I'm like, hey, bro, thanks for the view. First off, let me just thank you for that.
Get my numbers up.
But this ain't the time for that. Next week, I hear him in the back of the class. Man, I would love it if one of my teachers had a voice box. That'd be. I'm like, you little bastard!
Oh, shit.
You little son of a.
Did you ever worry about them knowing you did comedy?
Yeah,
I was terrified. I was terrified. Like at first, I didn't think it was so bad until like I really thought about the things that all right, first off, I see y'all getting scared. All right, I'm not crazy up here, but like there's some stuff that like you might not want your 16, 17-year-old laughing about.
Man, fuck them kids.
Yeah, well, first off, that's my general motto, but I also like a paycheck, brother. Like it's summer and I'm trying to do things. So, but no, I've always been kind of scared of it, so I try to like be as not funny in class as I can sometimes.
But they won't even believe that you have the ability to be funny. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even laugh at funny stuff that they do.
Is that how you are?
Hell no.
He's like, I'm Showtime.
They don't know I'm a comedian. Well, some found out I was a comedian because there was flyers being passed around for a show they had coming up. Oh, and they was like, oh, I saw you on the flyer. I was like, that wasn't me.
And that was it.
But I treat all my kids like hecklers because they always try to talk shit to me during class. I was like, I always give them an out. I said, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure you want to crack jokes with Mr. Barry? And they're like, yeah, Mr. Barry. You was like,
you ever have to have her break down a kid, like just break them?
Oh, I roast the fuck out my kids.
I heard them. No,
listen, ladies and gentlemen, your kids are going to school and people like this are making them
I was in the middle of class doing the lesson plans that the real teacher set out.
First off, you're a real teacher. Don't do yourself like that.
No, I'm a sub. Fuck them kids. And the kid, out of nowhere, I'm teaching the kids like, Mr. Barry, you have fake Jordans. I said,
oh, shit. All right, now the black man in me would have been upset. Like the black man in me.
I said, you sure you want to do this? He said, yeah, Mr. Barry. That's why you got on fake J's. Oh. And the other kids looked around because they know me. He was a new kid. I was like, all right, here we go. I said, that's why you mad because you ain't got no fucking well, I ain't said fucking, but that's in my head. I cussed. I said, you just mad because you ain't have any ankles. Everybody's like, oh, shit. I'm like, didn't you fall a couple days ago? Everybody's like, yeah, he did, Mr. Barry. I said, because you can't keep yourself balanced because you don't have ankles. I said, that's why one of your Crocs is messed up. You can't even go in full sport mode. You just run in a circle all day.
That's pro-am, bro. That's not full sport. That's just like in the gym practicing.
Like he just run in circles all day.
Not one time I told a 16-year-old, because she was trying to roast me, and she was like, Mr. Wesley, you built like da-da-da-da-da. And I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't even say what she was built like. I just asked her one question. Why your back so big? Like, that's all I asked.
You get fired.
I was like, it's why.
And you still are employed.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, you still got fired.
But I will say, you just told on yourself. You just told on himself.
No, what's crazy is
that's on camera. You got to edit that shit out.
And I remember you too, and you still built like that. Anyway, she's one of my favorites, but like, and then she tried to come back, and she was like, nah, I'm petite. I'm like, shorty, we built the same. Let's not do this.
I would. You know what? I got 3 teachers. Did you see? Okay, the dude is a teacher, and he asked his students to take out his braids. Did you see that?
That was crazy.
You know that motherfucker stole my meme?
wait. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I thought it was you with the story popped up.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't know the story.
Okay,
what's the story?
For everybody, there's a teacher, and he's a black fella. He's got braids in his hair, and he asked his students to take the braids out of his hair. He recorded it and put it on live, right?
You might need to specify what take braids out.
Yeah, I don't.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you.
What hair was prison?
This next message is brought by Urban Dictionary.
The man's hair was twisted together, and what he asked the students to do was untwist his hair.
Oh, I thought they were braids. Whatever.
They don't know what take braids out.
They know what braids are. Anyway, he took them out. He recorded it. He took them out, and he lost his job.
That I don't. All right, bro. That is kind of crazy. Like, I
What,
don't
that
know.
he asked him to touch it? They know he lost his job.
Yeah. All right. Look, I don't know if.
Hold on. Raise your hand if
That
you
was
lost his
reading
job.
time. They should have been doing something else during that time.
Like school.
Probably, like
Yeah,
school.
like
Anything
that.
else.
You should have been doing something
Listen.
like your job, bro.
Yeah, and I will defend teachers, but like the moment that I, as a person who's been teaching 20 years, I know sometimes I've said some things. I remember being so nervous because one time, the worst thing I ever did, I was teaching the kids how to shake a hand like a Roman. Right?
It's already
you're supposed to do this and grab the forearm.
I was about to say on some 300.
And so I was so nervous because I grew up in Catholic school. So like, I'm pretty, I don't like to say things crazy or dark or whatever. But I was like, yeah, you got to have a manly handshake. And I said manly. And I like, because it was, and this was like 20 years ago, but like the wokeness in me woke up. I was like, oh, I can't say that because it was a woman, it's a girl shaking a hand. I'm like, oh, I just mean a really tough handshake. But I was so nervous about saying that to them. Oh, wow. But then flash forward, I become a comedian. Now a kid says something to me and I sometimes get a little silver tongued and I don't mean to. I had a 5th grader. He was playing a game on his Chromebook during my class and I caught him on the wrong tab. And I was like, hey, man, that's not where you're supposed to be. He's like, well, actually, Mr. Yoder, this is a game that's about recycling. So it's actually good for me. I'm learning.
So then you went, you little motherfucker.
No,
I'm tired of your shit.
I looked him dead in the eyes and I was like, I just stopped and I just stared at him. And I'm like, you're saying this to me as if I care.
Oh, okay. All right.
And when I tell you,
that's cool.
That was worse than anything you could have said because this poor kid, you could see him tearing up. Like he started to get, because I'm not.
I'm soft ass kid. That's worse.
You don't see that me and Barry are looking at you like, oh, bro, you got a good heart.
Yeah.
Like you are so sweet.
Well,
to these
because
kids.
I'm such a nice guy that for me to say something like that to them was like, I ended. So I don't, sometimes as a parent, I forget how big my impact is. And so like if my kid says to me, hey, can we play Uno? Can we go out and play wiffle ball? I always want to say yes, because if I say no, to me, I just said a 1-syllable word. But to them, there was a ripple that was like a little bit more than that sometimes. And so we as educators have to be super vigilant about, we might be their daddies. Like how many kids were you their daddy?
Actually, that's funny because I was going to say, in my room, there was a kid that when he walked in, we would sing a song. You ain't got no daddy. You ain't got no daddy.
I could tell Jay teaches at a nice school. They play.
I was going to say, we need geographics here.
I do teach at a very nice school.
Inner city kids built different.
My father-in-law and my aunt are over here, and they both went to that school.
Oh, wow.
And you would agree that it was a very nice school district, right?
Pretty easy.
And so for my father-in-law, it was a long time ago. So I'm going to pretend that Aunt Nancy's not the older sibling, and I'm going to go right after him. No, we'll get to you later, sir.
That sounded like
you didn't have to call him old like that.
Yeah, bro, to his face. You want to take that?
Oh no, I'll tell you a story later, and you'll make that makes sense.
All right, so wait. So do we agree this dude should have got fired or not? Because we just got off of that. This dude should have got fired for that shit. The guy, the kid's taking the hair, the twist out of the hair. Is he fired?
Yeah, get up.
Should have been doing something else.
What you guys think? Should he have got fired?
Yeah. No, because that's a real scenario.
Fired, but like, dude, like
touching you and stuff. That's
I think
weird.
touching is fucking weird.
That's weird. Nah, bro. I feel weird when my kids.
There's a teacher shortage, so just be mindful. Okay? There are worse things.
There's a hairdresser shortage too. Then, motherfucker.
Did he teach at the Votech school? Is this cosmetology? So.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is you should fire that man, and if his position is open, and it happens to be an 11th grade English position, and you got full benefits because my teeth is fucked up, and I could use the perks, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I thought teachers got good benefits. No?
It depends. It depends, bro.
Yeah,
it depends on your
get summers off. That's the only benefit.
Speaking of, I'm actually this week I'm going to Disneyland to go to Avengers Campus. So because you're a Disney person, I don't know shit. I don't know because I don't like Disney like that because it turns people into monsters, bro. I've seen Barry, I'm not playing. Like the first time I ever went to Disney World, we rope drop. It's like 8:30, bro. It's 8:30. I see two twin 4-year-old boys doing what two twin 4-year-old boys do in a gift shop. Run around, ask for shit, touch stuff, whine. That's what they do.
Yep.
and I saw the mother grab both of these two boys by the shirt, pull them close together in front of her, and look them dead in the eye and say, "You two are making this trip really unenjoyable for me." And I'm just like, all right, you disgruntled father. Look, all I'm saying is, it happens, bro. Like, they kids, and if you can't take your kids,
Well, that's her point on the plane earlier, right?
yeah,
They're
like
kids. Kids are going to be kids.
Yeah, like what do you expect them to do? You brought them to the place that all children are supposed to want to go to,
And wild the fuck out. Yeah, you're supposed to be wild in Disneyland.
which tells me that you came for you. You didn't come for them. You came because you
Yeah.
wanted to be here. You just had to drag this little bastard along.
Well, plus all the times before they got to Disney, that just was them not being a disciplinarian. So they don't know how to act a fool when they're out in public, because that's a deal. Like that's why you tell me, like, you can still hit your kids. I bet your kids didn't get out of check when they were at somebody else's house, right?
Oh,
because they knew what was going to
My
happen.
mom made me walk through stores like I had a habit of stealing shit. Like my hands had to stay in my pockets. I couldn't touch nothing. I couldn't look at shit. Like, and my mom had a rule: if you wasn't in the car when she pulled off, you just ain't have no parents now. Like,
Don't lie. You still hear her voice. Like, there are moments in your life when you're like, you know, you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, and like you hear her voice.
My mom, you know how like a lot of kids, like Barry, when you was growing up, did your mom have to give you like the speech before you left the house? Like, oh, don't you do this and
Don't do
whatever.
something that's gonna make me fuck you up when you come home.
Oh no, not it was like in the car right before we got out.
Oh yeah,
it's like she was.
Can I just say, imagine having two moms giving you that fucking talk. All right, can we say that for a second?
It was never face-to-face eye contact. It was more like I'm sitting in the back seat. She just adjusted the mirror. She's looking in the mirror. Hey, look.
Like a detective talking to an informant. Like,
look,
never.
before we get in here, don't you ask for nothing. Don't you touch nothing, because you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah. Get out of here.
In my head, I'm like, then why the fuck are we here?
Yeah. My mom would only tell me one thing. My mom would always tell me one thing before I left the house. While all my friends getting their speech, all right, but all this other stuff, my mom would just go, "You know what I expect?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And I never got in trouble ever in my life.
Right.
I'm 30. And to this day, I keep having to raise the bar when I say this, but my mom will do something, and I'm like, "You ain't gonna be punking me like this when I'm 40." But I said the same thing when I was 20, and you ain't gonna be punking me when I'm 30. And she just told me to go to my room the other day, and I'm just like, all right. I was in there for a cool 15 minutes before I realized I can drive.
Move the fuck out.
No, I went to visit. I was being nice. I didn't even have to be there.
Can we give it up one more time for these two amazing educators?
Oh, he's amazing educators.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining us. Barry S. Naylor, Rasheed Wesley Jr. Check them out on social media. Thank you guys for dropping by.
We'll be back right after this message.
Hey, how you doing? This is Neil Wood, one of the co-owners of Drop 10 Media Network and who helps run Biggest Little Comedy. You can check out all the other stuff we do at drop10.com. We've got podcasts, live comedy shows, and so much more. Go over there, support your favorite podcasts, follow them, subscribe. We appreciate it. Again, we're 100% DIY, just a bunch of creatives trying to make it in this, and give us some feedback. We always enjoy a little feedback. Thanks.
Seriously, Dad? Seriously?
We did want to hear, I think we have some grandfathers in the audience. Clap it up if you're a grandfather. We're my grandfathers.
All right.
No, sir, did you say you're a grandfather? You look like you're 40 years old, sir. They don't live with you, right? Because that's what keeps you young.
How many? You said 7? Holy.
What's the range of ages?
4 to 16.
How often do you see them? Are they all local? You get to see them a lot?
Yeah, I see him. Just saw one graduate from high school. I'm going to Las Vegas to see the little one.
Wow. Oh, you get to travel for them, too. Clap it up for him. That's amazing.
He's flying Spirit to Las Vegas. Best of luck, buddy.
You have a couple grandkids as well? How many?
2.
What's the age?
7 months and 7 years.
Oh, shit. Now, so how many is that from one?
3 kids, I think that.
You have 3 grandkids. Okay.
2 grandkids, 3 kids. How old? So how old are your kids? What are their ages?
37, 35, 33.
Jesus.
Oh
Christ.
wow! Like they're like full grown. So one of them waited really late to have kids. The other was getting busy mid-20s. That's cool. He's like, well, we never thought of that. But are they all local? All local. Because I feel like that's weird. Like you want your kids to go and go away, but like you don't want them to go too far away, right?
I do. I always feel, especially for a grandparent, I feel for them when they have grandkids
Sir,
that are like out there. And
what do you think? Going to Vegas, is that exciting for you to get to travel, or do you feel like it's like I wish I could see them more?
I have to go to Vegas 3 times a year now.
So you're like, I have to go.
Shit.
See, it's all about perspective. Life hands you you get cards, but you also get to play off of the community cards there, right? So I like your perspective, sir. And you're going to see Elvis, the real Elvis. Oh my God, I heard he was still alive.
You're winning that whole
I heard
thing.
it. Can we hear from my father-in-law? Can we bring my father-in-law up on the stage? What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
Would you come up? All right.
Let's see what he's got. He's got a great fucking beard. Holy shit.
Just to give some context. So like I told you earlier in my set that I was a latchkey kid. My dad wasn't around. I forgot to also mention that when my dad became part of my life, I also found he was gay too. Yeah, it was a double rainbow. It's fine. So I had gone through life not quite seeing a mold of a man, except for my TV dads. That's where that joke comes from. And then Willie Nelson and ZZ Top had a child, and they brought together Mark Elliott. So can we give a round of applause for Mark Elliott? I will say for me, it's a big deal because like he grew up on a farm. He's one of 5 kids. They all went on to have kids. They do a family reunion every year at the family farm that's been in the family since before America was America. So I'm just like, what? Like to marry into this for me personally was like, what a resume builder. I've never said that out loud. That's funny. I'm going to write that down. But like,
I think he just rolled his eyes.
Honestly, because I just didn't see, like my mom, my biological mom wanted so bad for my life to be like a Norman Rockwell painting. That's because that was what life was supposed to be. So for her, she knew she couldn't offer that because that wasn't within her, but she tried so hard. And I'll say I married into the closest piece of what that is. And they're so amazing. And they've been so welcoming. Our wedding was like a black minister in a non-denominational church with like 20% gay people at it. Nice. And it was like the most beautiful day, wasn't it? I mean,
sounds
it was
like
such
a great fucking
day.
reception had to be fire. That sounds like a great fucking reception.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah.
When we drank out of my buddy who was a war hero's leg,
prosthetic leg.
When we drank, my buddy's a war hero who lost his leg in Iraq and finished the Boston Marathon carrying another woman on his back and was on Time Magazine's cover for doing it. Yeah, we drank out of his leg. All right. That's fucking America. All right. That's America. No, but it was a special thing when thinking of my family coming together with Amanda's family, it really let me know, like, we are, like, the country is a melting pot, and people don't matter. We need to write notes on airplanes. We just need to treat people like people. The guy who headlined today, Jimmy Fallon, he's a big social media dude, but he's also on Fox News. But so I was nervous about that because I felt a certain way when I heard that. But his tagline is be a Republican, be a Democrat, just don't be a dick. And,
pretty good.
And when I married into their family and having his checks had NRA written in the one corner when I got one because he owed me money for something. So I felt a certain way about seeing that. But when you get to know the man, you get to know the family. That's why, like, I don't think about. I've never thought weird about anybody who was different from me because everybody was different from me, and so I think that was such a joy. But I don't know what it was like for you having a son-in-law like me, but I'm so grateful for you. You want to share something on that?
You know,
I let you live.
I can see his face. I'm looking at his face from this angle where everything you say he's reacting to, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, let's let him talk for a while.
I can see that.
My long hair just can't cover up my red neck.
That's right. I love him for it. You work for the township. How long did you work for the East Coast?
38 years.
Are you retired now?
Just retired.
Oh, congratulations.
Retired about 6 or 7 years ago.
But every day, dude, showing up for anybody plow. You never have the road plowed, the lawn mowed, anything within the district. Well, for the parks, the parks, the Towpath Park. Yeah, you're not. But you did it. Well, yeah, I would always get news from you as a teacher because I wanted to know what the roads were like. So he was my guy. They give me on there because he was on the road.
You have to stay home.
Yeah. What was it like having
Stay out of our way.
What was it like having to get up at like what's the earliest you ever had to get out of bed to go plow a road?
Oh, you probably go 24 hours straight, right?
I was going to say, not going to bed.
Yeah. Really? And just doing, how did you stay awake? Because
Coffee.
No, they should have Adderall.
Look at those braids. You know he's done some drugs.
Yeah.
We for one, I don't know if it was for Father's Day, but we got him the Willie Nelson Chia Pet.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't that just make sense? Isn't a gift made for a guy like this?
Are you a big Willie Nelson fan? Is that your deal? Are you a big Willie Nelson fan, or you just rock it? Okay.
He has a weird music because I didn't listen to music. If I did, it was like the Village People, a lot of Melissa Etheridge. But he would like sit. We would drink, and I'm trying to bond with my father-in-law, right? So we're like drinking whatever, and he's like,
"Let me put on some music.
Let me put on some music. It's raining, man." But like he would then be the opposite to me. He would like try to like play whatever weird music. And truth be told, when I first started comedy, and you travel a lot when you're doing this because you're just trying to network, you're trying to get stage time. And when I'm going all sorts of crazy places, he was my roadie so that I wouldn't fall asleep driving. Like he would ride with me all over God's creation just so I could get stage time, just so I can follow this dream of mine. And so I'm grateful for that because he and I kind of bonded over that a lot. And it's so funny because if you ever see him in the audience, he's stone-faced the whole time.
Much, yeah.
And so if ever like you wanted to like really train yourself, like because every once in a while a comedian will look in the crowd and everybody will be enjoying themselves, but we'll always find the one person who's not. And he's not enjoying himself. So that means he is enjoying himself. He just doesn't show it to the outside world. And I love, because I would go and do these like all black rooms and it'd be me and Willie Nelson walking in. And they loved him. Everybody loved him because they just wanted to get him to crack. Everybody's goal was like to get him to get. Every time I brought him to New York City to the comic strip, fail safe, somebody during the show was going to find him and mention him. Every time Magoobies, I was in the running for the comic of the year for Magoobies last year. I brought him to a couple of the rounds and I did it. I started doing it as a strategic thing. I was like, I'm going to put him up front because he's going to unnerve some people. And if you can like get through and tell jokes to this guy looking at you, you can pretty much do anything. So I attribute my success to you. Yeah, that's true.
Well, what's it like? What's it? How many grandkids you got?
A 6.
6. Okay. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how good of a son-in-law is this dude?
It's a low bar for us, I think.
Well, I like to tell my other son-in-law he's number 4.
Okay.
And Jay gets that.
Yep, I do get that. There's some trauma there. I will say one of the son-in-laws has been incarcerated more than has been incarcerated. So it's a low bar.
All right, but is he good?
But I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I will say his other son-in-law is also a very good guy. He's got 3 daughters. So if you don't know, my father-in-law has 3 daughters. They range from like 41 through 36 or so. So they're all pretty older now, and they all got married in the same 12-month year.
7 months apart.
Within 7 months apart.
Wow.
Now, I will say that I was with the daughters longest. So whenever I wanted, in my opinion, should have been first choice, right?
No.
Because I had been with them the longest.
Because I did tell my daughters, if you shack up with a guy, I ain't paying for your wedding.
Oh shit! What is shack? Wait, what is shack up?
Why your wedding cost you so much?
Wait, give me 20.
We didn't help you ask them, but
what does shack up mean?
Because the whole concept is
she never even told you that, did she?
She did not tell me that. She just said Willie Nelson's picking up the bill from the residuals.
Shack up means live with somebody.
No, I will say that. Well, regardless of
live with somebody.
What's it?
Shacking up means live with somebody.
You ever heard shacking up?
I've never heard that. I thought it was like a sexual thing.
How young are you?
I was like, what the fuck?
Living in sin.
No, living in sin. Okay, yeah.
No, but not even that, the paying for it, but just having all 3 of your daughters get married within. That's a lot.
It wasn't for me, but
that's one tuxedo though.
Their
so
mother,
you have to buy the tux at that point.
Yeah, I did buy a tux.
Yeah, you did buy a
tux.
And you'll be buried in that tux.
Again.
Did you cry? Did you cry at weddings?
Did you cry?
Cry at the weddings?
No.
On the
I
inside?
kind of laughed a little bit.
Okay.
Sucker.
You cried at your wedding, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. They're very emotional. I took my time because I was like, oh, I want to make sure I get this right. Some say I took too long. I took a long time to decide because I didn't know what it looked like to have like a typical married family. So for me, like, I didn't want to mess this up. I wanted to make sure I was sure. I didn't want divorce. I didn't want any of that shit. So
what is a typical family, though?
Yeah, that is a good point.
That's probably the best question.
They used to say like,
when
when people would say normal, they'd be like, "That's just a cycle on a washing machine." You're right. You're right. What is normal? Normal is very different now.
That's a really deep fucking question.
Because even like,
Holy shit.
and I'm not to call you out, sir, but earlier we said 2.5 kids, and then you got up and you talked about your daughter as well and having the other daughter. Which I love the act out with you fucking the mic.
So you like that? I didn't know how. Sometimes
no, it was good. I like that. But like the concept of having kids who aren't your kids and they become your kids and surrogates and that whole concept.
Yeah.
Clap it up if you have somebody who's a surrogate that is you consider a parent, but they're not blood related. All right. I feel like
that's
a lot of
shit.
people.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge deal to have that, and so I think that is important. So I think that's good.
I think normal family is just love. Like anyone can be your family if the love is where it needs to be. And there's people who have family members and the love is shit, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think to answer your question, which will probably stick with me for the next 6 days, but I think it's just love. Like your family is where the love is. You know what I mean? If you give someone that unconditional familial love, doesn't matter how you got to meet that.
So don't worry. Right? So don't worry about being a rock. Don't be worried about being a Norman Rockwell. Be a Pollock. That's the story of the day, right? We are beautiful. People appreciate it, and that's all that fucking matters. So if your kid's gonna cry in a plane, then the rest of y'all can just suck it.
Suck a dick. There you go.
And that's where I think we should end this episode. How about it?
All right, there we go.
Seriously, Dad?
Thank you for listening to the Dads, for once. Give these daddies a break. And maybe follow, subscribe, like, and comment to the Dads on Instagram and YouTube at Seriously Dad Pod. Rate and review Seriously Dad Podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Seriously, Dad?
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is comedian Neil Wood and
Adam Nutter.
We can't do it like that. You have to sound like a human being. This cut, that's insane. Because I'm realizing how little you're talking.
Adam Nutter.
I could just take, if you just want me to, honestly, you know what we need to do is you just need to get that clean.
Adam Nutter.
And then I'll just pop it in wherever I need to, bud.
Adam Nutter. Let's do that.
Come listen to the Cult of Us podcast. That's our promo.
Adam Nutter.
A Drop Tent Media Network podcast. Go to droptent.com or search Cult of Us podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.